Yay!
Hey,
We did it. Are
we did
you?
it.
Yes. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Shannon. Ooh, I got it right this time. Ooh,
Yeah,
there
we
you
did
go.
it.
Yeah, look at
Hi.
us. Hi.
Yes. Happy New Year.
It is the new year. Thank you. Yes, this is our first show of the year.
This is our first show of the year, and I am so very, very glad to be here. We've got such just lovely things like
Mhm.
people here. We have babies on the way.
Are they due?
They are due. They are due in February. We are cheering for Emily Arnold. Emily Arnold, if you are watching, we love you so much, and we hope that you are comfortable wherever you're watching from, whatever position you're in, because we love you.
May your hips not disintegrate. May they hold together, Emily.
All right, now we're giving away too much, and now it's too much. We
Too
have to
much
read.
information. Too much information. You know what? We should keep the information unknown. Oh, the theme.
Oh,
The theme.
Karen Stein, so good. The theme,
Hmm.
friends and family. If you have never seen Improv on and off the show, I am Shannon Stott. It says so right down here.
Mhm.
And this is Aaron Signs. Also says so. And we are your journey guides for improv on and off the show, where we take improv and we collaborate, we join it into your life. You're already improvising, you're already doing it, but how? How can you use improv in your life on purpose? And we're here today to explore some of those themes. Specifically, this month is the theme of the unknown.
Yeah. And the entire year is the theme of exploration. So it's very fitting that the first thing we go from when we're exploring is the unknown. That is
Yes,
maybe the definition of exploring.
it's great.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, I was going to say, Shannon, are you an explorer? Are you someone who enjoys going out into the unknown?
You know, Aaron, to be very honest, yes. I
Mm.
get that from my childhood, I think. We were forced to go into the unknown. We traveled a lot, right? We were yanked from our homes, whatever home we decided to settle in for 2 to 3 years. And then we moved to another home. My parents were explorers, they were foreign service. So, really, yeah, they were. And now I do find myself to be an an explorer of sorts. I like different foods, I like different places. I like to explore within my own home, like where's the next like cozy nook
Mm.
that I can read, and in my own cities. It's yeah, I would think that. And I'll be real, like what do you call it? Mm, overt, open. I also like to explore my inner self, like why I'm having the thoughts I'm having, what it means to be having those thoughts, how it affects people, those types of things. What about yourself?
Oh, I just wanted to say that Carl Jung called the inner self the great unknown. I want to say that, but I don't think that's actually true. But it sounds like such a good quote, right? Okay, but that's an inner joke for all the therapists who are watching this and who can tell me that Carl Jung said nothing like that. Um, I try to think of myself as an explorer, and I'm definitely called to the unknown. I'm attracted to it. I want to see what's out there. But I'm
Mhm.
on that cliff of curiosity and fear, right? I'm
Ooh.
just like one that bit that way. I'm into fear, and I can't explore, and I can't go into the unknown. But if I just
Mhm.
stay a little bit on this side, I stay curious, I stay safe, I stay in my mindset where I'm ready to go out and explore. Um, and I find that line there, that's sort of like where am I in terms of where is it? Do I tip into fear? When do I stay into curiosity? I think
Mhm.
a lot of what I really enjoy about getting older is that line goes further and further out. Like the more you explore, the more you kind of add to the area in which you feel able to explore, able to be curious, so that the unknown is always out there, but you're always just kind of getting closer and closer. You've always gone farther and farther from your place of origin. So
Yeah, I'm hearing that the more you practice going into the
mm,
unknown, the easier it is. That's what I'm hearing from you.
yes, and now that I've heard you say it that way, I kind of have a segue to our next thing, which is that
Oh, okay.
part of what we do in this whole show is that we do the like on and off the stage. And sometimes the practice of going into the unknown on the stage can really prime us to do the practice and the work to do the unknown off the stage.
Mhm.
Does that sound true to you?
Yeah, that's why we do what we do, right?
I
Like
know.
improv in itself is a practice, and we practice those things so that we can do them off stage, just like Karen Freeman.
Karen here?
Yeah.
Hey, Karen.
Yay. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm saying Shannon.
Doing those, yeah, good
This
buddies.
is Shannon.
You got
Either
it.
way is good. Karen, okay, so this is what's happening. Welcome, Karen Freeman. Karen
Thank you.
Freeman is our, as you can see, our guest journeyer. Karen is representing you, the journeyers who are watching, who are aboard our space station, the journeyer, and the journey actually. And Karen, you've never done improv before, is that correct?
Correct.
No. And that's okay because right now we're not even like trickling into improv yet. What we really are wondering is how, as a travel agent, this is what you are, yes? How as
Yeah.
a travel agent, not yet, but how as a travel agent the unknown shows up in your life. But really right now what I'm wondering is just in regular Karen life, how is the unknown showing up?
Well, first, being on this show. That's the first bit of the unknown. Because I've never done this before and I don't know what we're going to do exactly for improv, but for you, Shannon, I said yes, right? So that's the first part of unknown. But before I became a travel agent, I worked for a long time for the federal government. I was an executive there and I had to retire. I didn't have to, I chose to retire, but you know, when you go into retirement, that's a big unknown, right?
Mm,
Because you don't know what your life is going to be like once you retire. You know
mm,
what your life is like when you're working because you have a schedule, you have a staff, you have things that you have to do, and then you retire and you wonder, oh, what is it going to be like? Now, to me, I think it's great. I'm going to tell you that right now. But that was the first unknown space, really big, that I had to come into recently, and I decided to expand my travel agency as part of my retirement, among other things. I still do a bunch of other things, but
mhm.
that's what I
I'm
just.
wondering how what are some tools that you used, especially at the very beginning of a retirement, right? When you jumped in and it's still new, you don't have your, wake up at, go to work at 9, get home at 5. You don't have those types, that stability. What are some tools that you used to just feel better about being in this unknown space?
So I think some things are compartmentalized in terms of the unknown. Like I'm fine with them being unknown. Waking up later was okay. I didn't, I didn't need to set my alarm to get up at the same time.
Mhm.
But, just getting a structure in place to get things done that maybe you wanted to get done so they wouldn't linger
Hmm.
was different.
Mm,
Because like I said, I had a great staff that really kept me in line in terms of you need to go here, you need to do this is the next meeting, this is the next topic, and you have none of that. So I made a lot of to-do lists, a lot of spreadsheets and things to help me structure some of the things that I need to get done. I had to buy new software to manage your life kind of thing, calendar and
mhm,
software and
mhm.
project management software. um, Half of them I used, half of them I never used, that kind of thing. So,
I wonder. So okay, so at this point though, you've sort of conquered a little bit of this unknown, right? You've gone through the space where you've been retired. Do you mind me asking how long have you been retired?
I retired in 2018.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, you've had some you like I'll say you've knocked off your training wheels of unknown, but
Mhm.
are there other parts in your life that you still come up against where you have to, I don't know, that you're still traversing some unknown territory?
Sure. Um, like I said, once I stopped working, I picked up some other things to do. So I am a board member of two nonprofits, and they're small. One is the Pieces Collective. And there's a lot of unknown in working with a nonprofit. You know, the different rules for nonprofits than there are for regular corporations or the government. It's also very different when you have fewer resources available to you. So you have a lot of unknowns in terms of how you can maximize those resources, how you're going to prioritize things to be delivered, you know, how you're going to keep your focus on what you're doing next and get that done within the resources that you have, how you're going to get more resources, which is, you know, really what we need, like-minded people to do the same kind of work. You know, all those things are unknown. So yeah, the unknowns continue.
And how are you feeling about all of it, Karen? I mean, you've just described several different steps, big transitions you've gone through. How has Karen changed as the world of Karen has changed?
Well, I'm wondering if I've changed because I worked in operations, which was a 24/7 job. And then I was retired and I didn't work at all for a year. And now I feel like I work almost as much as I worked before. So maybe I haven't changed that much, but I'm doing it for different reasons now. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, you know, because there's a lot of responsibility in trying to build something. And there's a lot of responsibility when you are a travel agent as well, in terms of, you know, people are putting their dollars and their vacation plans and their dreams into your hands as well. So, you know.
I on our show, we have another show that we do on Mondays, every Monday at 4, on and off the topic. And, and
Every Monday at 4, on and off the topic. Okay.
That's right, Karen. That's right.
What was that, Shannon? Was it every Monday at 4, on and off the topic?
That's correct. That's right, Aaron.
Okay, thank you.
And when we have Emily Arnold or Luke Wallens comes on, and they talk about, and both of them often talk about values and having moving towards those values. And what you just said, Karen, was I do the work for different reasons now. And I wonder if you can, you know, this is part of the improv, right? I'm putting you on the spot, but can you tell me how your values have changed and what the reasons are, the different reasons that you do the work now versus when you were working for the government?
So I would say when I was working, it was a career and I was very achievement oriented. So, you know, getting the job done, having great performance, getting to the next level was probably more of what was valued then, making sure that our operations were running well and the people were getting what they needed to do that. But it was a career. Now I get to pick and choose what I'm going to do. So like I said, I'm on the board for the piecescollective.org. Let me say that again.
Yeah. What was it? I didn't...
The Pieces, PEACES, collective.org, which is a platform for makers. And then we also do community programs. It's a nonprofit. And I'm also on the board for the BAF, which is the Black Achievement Fund.org. So I do those because I believe in the mission. Not that I didn't believe in the mission of my job, but personally believe in the mission that it impacts the community that I'm interested in, you know, supporting. So both of those nonprofits do that kind of work. And so that's a shift. And I have the luxury of being able to make that shift because I don't have to worry about a career or, you know, a salary from a career.
Yeah.
Well, you've already done those things. You've already
I've already did those
you're
things.
in the salary, yeah.
And then being a travel agent, I love to explore. I love travel, and I think it gives you so much freedom, and you learn so many things from different people. So I guess I value meeting new people and learning about the different areas where I travel.
Yeah. So this is obviously on and off the stage, and we talk about the same things as far as what our values are as improvisers on stage. So yes, whatever character we're playing, that sounds great, you know, monsters and witches. Why? And I don't know, chefs and astronauts also, anything. But we also have values as people. What do we value as the person, as Shannon playing with Aaron? I might value our friendship. I might value hearing what he has to say or listening intently. And so that will change. Those values help me choose what I am going to do with my character or how I'm going to perform on stage. So I hear what you're saying. There are many ways that the off stage connects with the on stage right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another way that it connects with on stage is Aaron and I also do scenes, and now would be a good
Ooh,
time.
it would be a very good time.
Aaron, are you ready? Do you have any more questions for Karen?
I will talk to Karen again many times after this, but I think we're good for now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to do a scene with me?
Yeah, I could do
Okay.
that. I could do a scene.
Okay, Karen, we're not going to ask you to do this scene. We're going to ask you to do some
Yes.
improv later.
Yes.
But for now, you can go into the audience bubble, and Aaron and I will do a scene based on all the things sort of that we can take from inspiration that we've talked about.
The look you have makes me nervous.
Why though? Why? This is the look I always have when I'm excited about the plan.
Yeah, yes, yes. Doctor, the last few times we've tried to take over the world have been less than successful. But now
Yes,
you have the plan, the evil plan look. Yes, yes, yes.
the plan. Oh, the
Oh,
plan. It's not. Don't you understand? Don't you see? It's not the plan itself. It's the creating of the plan with you.
oh. Well, I enjoy coming up with nefarious deeds with you as well, Doctor.
Good,
Yeah,
good, good, good,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Do you see the light bulb that I have? Once I pull the string, all the lights in the entire world will disappear and will be in darkness forever. And then that's when we pilfer and pillage, pilfer
Yes,
and
yes,
pillage.
yes. And then we turn the lights back on, Doctor.
Um,
Doctor, I feel like I don't mean to be a negative Nancy here. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I want to be a positive Pamela, and I just really want. Um,
oh,
I think you're enjoying the plan a lot, but I want to enjoy the results too. Please, Doctor, don't hit
You,
me. Don't shoot
do
me. Don't
you not
strike me.
like the plan? You don't like the plan?
The plans start off brilliant every time, but by step two, 2.5, it just goes down.
Jeffrey, you've changed. You used to pilfer and pillage with me right alongside. Do you remember? We used to run along the streets. Do you
Okay.
remember the streets that weren't paved, the dirt roads, things,
Yes.
people with carriages and babies,
Yes,
and we would
yes.
pilfer the babies
Just
and raise
ever.
them.
I had a bag with a dollar symbol on it, Doctor. It was wonderful. I
And we used to
enjoyed it.
sing a song. Remember the song we used to sing?
Yes.
Sing the
Just
song,
pilfer,
Jeffrey.
pilfer, 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 pilfering down the road. I wish I had some more to pilfer. Da 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 do.
Yes,
It was a
yes.
terrible song in hindsight, though. I don't think it was good, Doctor. I'm sorry.
Listen, what happened? What happened along the way, along that non-paved road? What happened to you?
Well, you know how you've been giving me the weekends off a couple times a month?
Yes.
I have been moonlighting with Captain Nefarious, and I have enough money now from just those small visits to retire. So I was going to retire from being your minion. I've said this out loud to a woman who owns death rays. I feel like I've made a mistake. Maybe we can just walk it all back, Doctor. We can walk it all
You
back. We can walk it all
went
back.
behind my back
and got a job, a paying job where you don't have to pilfer and pillage?
I pilfered a little bit. Mostly I organized other people's pilfering. I'm very good at it, surprisingly, Doctor. After I clean up all the little messes and all the things in our capers, it was very easy to eventually just put a spreadsheet together of what should be pilfered when, by who. It's just a lot. I should have gone into being like the LSAT. I feel like would have been a breeze now, but again, I am realizing I have made an emotional choice with consequences that could be radically physical.
Jeffrey, I'm going to
Doctor.
say something too that I've never said to anyone.
Okay, Doctor.
I'm proud of you, Jeffrey.
Proud, proud of me like you're trying to build up my ego before you open a trap door underneath me. Proud of me like secretly you've cloned me and you're going to make me watch as it gets hurt. Proud of me like you just think I did a good job?
Yes.
You've never been proud of me once. 25 years I've been minioning for you. I invented the word minioning for you. And you've never been proud of me once, Doctor.
It's not true. I just never said it, Jeffrey.
Well,
I thought maybe if I told you how proud I was, it might go to your head and you would leave, just like you're doing now, but it didn't matter. You're just
no.
leaving anyway. And I tell you, I'm proud because, Jeffrey,
Huh?
I wouldn't be able to pilfer and pillage and plunder
Oh, we do
without
plunder well. Oh, yes. Well,
all of this. All of the bags with the dollar signs on
yeah,
them.
yeah,
All of the gold
yeah.
that I dive into and swim in.
Like a duck, yes.
I like a duck. All of this that I have built, that
Yeah.
we have built,
We,
has been because of you, Jeffrey. And I must say, you deserve a retirement. I'm very
it could be a short retirement. It could be a very short retirement. I could retire for a weekend or two, maybe just to go to Cabo and have a relaxing time, and then we could come back and here's the thing, Doctor. If you hire me on as a consultant, as a consultant,
okay.
I could use my spreadsheet magic, and then we could be pilfering and pillaging and plundering at a much higher level than we currently are. I think it would be a great thing to do.
Plunder.
Oh,
Jeffrey, I'll tell you what.
yes, Doctor.
I won't pull this light bulb.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I
You're gonna just you do. You got it out.
I'm just going to put it in this bag.
Okay.
Finish it up.
Oh,
It's okay. I'll put it here and it'll stay for another day. But for now, Jeffrey,
yes,
how about this?
yes.
I will pilfer and plunder by myself just for a few days while you take
Okay.
a break.
Okay.
And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can come back and you can pilfer and plunder and pillage with me. But there's no pressure, Jeffrey. I just want you to be happy. That's
I,
really all. I just want you to be happy.
I want you to be happy too, Doctor. Thank you. You've grown too. I'll be back from Cabo soon.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye. Take your pills. Don't forget your pills.
Oh, my pills, my pills. Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
We don't understand this. There's no blackout when you're doing the virtual show. You just
there's no
choose
black-
your
I like
facial
it.
expressions and keep going.
I like this scene. It's very Madonna, you know?
Yes, we just vogue, and that's the scene.
How did you like that, Karen? How'd you like that?
Well, I thought it was hilarious, but I also got that I was a minion working for a pilfering government. And now I've made enough money to retire, but I can come back as a consultant, which we didn't talk about, but I do consult with the government.
What? No, none of that had anything to do with you. No.
And we're proud of you, Karen. Have you done anything? We're proud of you.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Luke. Hey, Luke.
Yes.
Oh, there's Luke down there.
What'd you think, Luke?
Hello. Wonderful. Yeah, like there was it was cool to see like how y'all like no, I just want to stare up. But how y'all got on the same page and a platform about like okay, you know, like and what you value and like
Wait,
the
Luke,
doctor.
wait
Oh,
a minute
yes.
there. Wait,
I'm
hold
so
on.
excited.
You
Yeah.
it sounds like you're talking about what do you call it? It's drama therapy things. You're using drama therapy terms. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, if we are going to do that, we may as well just go right into some drama therapy work with Luke Wallens, our registered drama therapist.
Oh, hello.
Hey, it's Luke Wallens. Hey, Luke.
Hello. Hello.
Oh
Hello.
man, never get over this.
Hello.
Hey, so you were saying some stuff. We're here. We're gonna hang out with you a little bit,
Okay.
and you tell us what you were saying. Values. You were getting into some things.
It's yeah. There was it was really cool. Like the doctor had like a lot of values in terms of like I want to make sure that that you know we have the same game plan. We're the same mindset. We have that the whole time because the only way my plans can work is if we're on the same page. Like whereas the assistant was like I need more structure with stuff. We need like you know the list. We need to like have a goal in mind. We need to like really make sure that I can you know stay in this scene in this relationship. You know if I have like a lot of structure happening. So there were like two different values that were like kind of coalesced together, and then yeah, and so to create more like you know familiarity of like okay what's the next plan what's going to happen next
Yeah.
for you both.
Yeah, we often don't talk about like the character once, right? But we're playing because we had Karen's suggestion and enlightenment. We were playing with a little bit of what where this character is going to end up, which is the unknown, without their trusty assistant.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Aaron, I wonder what you any any things that you pulled for Aaron? Like what did you notice for Aaron in that scene?
Hmm. I think more than anything else that my scene partner and I were both having a very good time.
Yeah.
And I always just run into that. I would just go more into that. It's so much easier when you're running towards a good time to just throw out little gifts and have fun and explore themes
Yeah.
when you have that going. So that was on my mind the whole time. Just keep
Yeah.
enjoying this. Yeah.
I
That's great.
Luke, there was a moment at the very, very beginning. You can see us backstage, you know, but while our transitions are going, and I decided that this is what I wanted to do. And I had that was me going into the unknown. Like, I want to do this thing,
Mhm.
but I don't know what it's going to be
Mm.
until I think Aaron might have spoken first. And that was really fun to be endowed a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, Luke Wallens, do you want to take all this stuff like on the road?
Yeah. That sounds let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do some drama therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, like what we're like kind of looking at is it's just like how your characters and how yourself find familiarity. And so I want to kind of you know, so when we go into an unknown setting or you know, unknown situation, you know, we look for ways to to find familiarity, something that comforts us to help us go forward. or something that like, for example, like Shannon, you were like, I'm going to do this first. This is fun. This is exciting. I'm going to give this gift. I'm going to see what happens as an improviser. So I want to see if we can do a demonstration of like what it would be like if we did a whole workshop or a session on drama therapy, but we just kind of did a warm up of or a demonstration of like what would it be like to explore the theme of the unknown a little bit further.
Excellent. I love it. All right.
Okay.
Well, we will follow you into it. And
Okay.
just to reiterate what you said, this portion of our show is for everyone. If you're in the chat, by the way, hi everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming. If you are watching this, we encourage you to join us and keep in the back of your mind that Luke Wallens has whole workshops, and this is just a tiny little bit of what a warm up might look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would be like, you know, kind of like an intro section into it. Yeah, what I want to try is I want you and Aaron to think about like a job that you wanted when you were like a little kid, like like I'm going to be an astronaut, or like when I was a little kid I wanted to be an archaeologist. um I would say like think about that job for a little bit. um and you may have it. That's great. You may have it now as an adult. That's great. If you don't, that's great too. That's all right. Yeah, so do you both have one in mind?
Sure.
Okay, cool, great. All right. So what's going to happen is like you're all grown up into that job, or that occupation, and you have I would say imagine that you have a workspace in front of you, and you are at a new setting of that job or that occupation, and you are setting out 3 different things for yourself. And I'm going to have you both just describe those 3 things to each other. So I would say let's just go one and then the other. So like Shannon, if you start first setting out one object, Aaron sets out another object. You both can comment on each other's workspaces. That's great. So we'll just go back and forth until we have 3 for each of you.
Okay. So my first object is definitely a water bottle. It's tin, it's blue, it has like some what do you call it, silver specks on it. It looks almost like a starry night sky, and it has the logo proudly placed on the water bottle.
Cool. Right. I have a thesaurus, and it's sort of like old and ratty, like it's been used a whole bunch. The pages are just a little bit loose, like it's been flipped through too many times. And it's one of those paperbacks, so it's kind of floppy too. It's kind of if you throw it on the table, it kind of flops open a bunch. The random letters, with random words.
I love it. Okay, so my next thing is it's one of those to go knife and fork sets that has a little placemat, and it's rolled up. It's in a rolled up cloth, and all the it has the chopsticks, has fork, knife, and maybe even a space like I forced a napkin in there, and it's blue. Oh, it's blue, and it's blue. It's tied with a little pink ribbon, and it's like gently on my desk.
There is I have a stress ball, but it's homemade. It's just like a balloon with some flour inside of it, inside another balloon, inside another balloon, and it's been squeezed and stretched. Like so, clearly one of the balloons on the inside is popped, but I just covered it with.
It has little wings, and it's sitting. Oh, but it's not just sitting on the desk. It's like there's a pin cushion, a little like a pin cushion, and it's pinned into the pin cushion, and the pin cushion and the little gold wings are sitting right on the desk.
I have a stack of multicolored Post-it notes of various sizes as well. So there's the right side is full size, but the left side it's strips, and it has some little dedicated pin, and it's everywhere. So there's Post-its of all colors and all arrangements. There's a pattern though. Don't worry, it means something.
Excellent. I like it.
Yeah.
It all means something. Yes, yes,
All
yes.
means something.
It all does. It all does. Yeah. We'll reflect on this in just one bit. I want to throw in one other thing, and then we'll debrief afterwards. One other thing that I want to see, you're going to give one of your items to the other person. Um, and and I would say we were talking about values before, but like maybe why you found it valuable for you uh, uh, for your job.
Oh, okay. I am going to give. Oh, I'm definitely going to give you. My.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. By the way, this is just a temporary holding. It's not for forever. So yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to give you my my set, my knife fork set. And this I value it so much because everywhere I go, I know that this is like a piece of home. Like I can know that I will not go hungry. I will be safe. I can eat, and I'm going to give it to you because I want you to feel also safe, and you can eat and know that you have what you need in any given moment. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to give you my stress ball. Uh, One, because of the sentimental value, and I feel like I just want you to carry a little bit of something of me with you. But secondly, because it's something you can take anywhere, it's durable, and the whole and part of the joy is in the way it's traveled and done many things in many places. And you can think about things with it. You can be on a walk. You can go anywhere with it. It's very easy to take with you.
Thanks.
Awesome. Oh yeah, yeah.
We
Wonderful.
did it.
And you can give each other's objects back too. Yeah. So wonderful. And yeah, we can just breathe in and back to ourselves. Yeah. So those things will always be with you. That's great. So wonderful job. Yeah, and in terms of we'll just debrief a little bit and then we'll carry on. But yeah, just wanted to see like in terms of finding familiarity for you, like what how did that go for you? For Shannon, we'll start with you, and Aaron, how did it go for you?
Yeah. I think the thing that I gave Aaron, the utensil set, really did resonate with me. It really did resonate with me, like from my childhood. As I didn't even realize how much, but the idea of, oh, I have a piece of home that is con- constantly being used, like wherever I go to eat, because you eat everywhere. In my head, I am giving this away, I guess, but I wanted to be a flight attendant. I wanted to be a flight attendant when I was young. And in my head, we traveled anyway. And it was just like, it's the same reason you carry your stuffed animals. Like you just want something very familiar. And the fork and knife felt like, yeah, you eat everywhere. It's different everywhere you eat. But if you're eating something different, at least you can have like something that will help you through the eating process, which is very sentimental, very like personal to me. Food, I think. Yeah. Did I answer the question? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah.
Uh, Luke, I answered this question as if you had asked my younger self, because I feel like in reality I would just have like a laptop to do all the things I described.
Yeah.
But to young me, I would have had the post-it notes for the post-iting because those are around, and then the squishy ball, which I made a lot of when I was younger, and then the thesaurus rather than just like an online thesaurus. So a lot of the fun was for me was imagining these objects through the eyes of a younger self as essential, right? As part of what it thought the craft would be, and that was very enjoyable.
Yeah. It was thank you for both for playing and sharing along.
Yeah.
Uh Yeah, part of that exercise is just kind of like, like finding what you find familiar for yourself first, and feeling like, okay, this is what I value, and this is what I've come to value. And then, so when you go into any kind of unknown context, you can bounce forth from that. And take small steps into like something unfamiliar, and be like, okay, cool. Like I value, like Emily had put in the chat, like that she would want to be a paleontologist when she was younger. So like, I value hats, and like, or for the sun protection. I don't know. So it's just kind of like, taking those things about like protection is a big value to take forward. So you're gonna like look for those familiar signals of like, okay, what does protection look like in different realms as you go forward. So that was awesome.
I'm
uh,
wondering,
yeah,
I'm wondering about Karen over there.
yeah.
And the same question, when you were moving from government job to government job, like, this is great. This is great. Government job to government job. Did you do something like that? Like, take something with you?
Well, within the government, I worked for one agency for a long time. So I pretty
Ooh.
much took everything with me everywhere I
Mm.
went. Even when I retired, I actually have a storage full of things, awards, credentials, gifts, cards from the government. So I took it all with me from job to job. Some things you purge eventually, but the things that have sentimental value, or depending on who gave it to you, what it meant to you at the time, then I have kept it. And I haven't been able to purge as much as I should, even now. I'm going into my 5th year of retirement, and I still have things from my government job that are taking up space.
Luke, that's such an interesting. I wonder now. I'm putting, this is what we do on this show. We put everybody on the spot and ask questions that nobody knew were coming. But Luke, when we are, is there a connection between purging things and moving into the unknown?
I mean, like if you're purging stuff, it obviously doesn't have a lot of value for you anymore. Or you're okay to let it go, and to take steps into a new realm after that. So that's kind of the connection that I see with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll stop there. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I see.
So I recently took a trip, 21 days in Africa. I
Cool.
have on a cruise. So I'm bringing this up in terms of collecting things, and am I going to purge? I have the newsletter from every day, all the documents, all those pieces of paper, besides the million things I brought back with me. But I have those things, which I often do this when I travel, especially if it's a cruise. I'll bring back all the daily newsletters that they give you. And I say I'm going to make a scrapbook or do something with it, but usually I don't get around to it. I am going to do that for this trip from Africa, though. So, but I can't seem to get rid of that stuff either, because I see it and it reminds me of my trip. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to make the scrapbook or do something with it. So, what does that mean, Luke?
A lot of different things. Yeah, it's like you have future plans for it. I don't know. But
It's unknown. Is that what you're saying? It's unknown?
it's unknown. Unknown about when it'll be put into like kind of a more structured memory. But yeah, you still have a lot of sentimental value for that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and so it's just like yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
But at the same, also, Luke, there's something to be said. I would think about the unknown future being a little more stable if you've packed the things you need.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the thing is, we like it's hard to know what's in store for the future a lot. You
Mhm.
never know what's going to happen. But at least you have something that is of value to you, and that you can like
Mhm.
that you can control, and that you have for you. Because I can't control anything else except for how you what your actions are, and how you proceed in the world. And so the more value that you have over things that you can control, and the items that you have, and the memories that you keep, the more stable that you'll feel going forward into the unknown.
Yes.
This is
And
exciting. You're amazing, Luke Wallens.
Y'all are amazing.
I feel
All
like
right,
some
all
of the
right.
things I'm keeping them so they can be known to
Yeah.
other people later.
Yes.
So they
Yeah.
won't
Right,
be
Yes. Yeah.
right.
unknown.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I want
All
to
right. Yes.
throw in
Oh,
another
go
thing
ahead.
too. In the chat, I want to say, Karen, that people love you. Like everyone loves you in the chat, so it's really
Oh,
cool.
I love them too. I can't see the chat, but I love them too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
We have one person from Pieces that says, "Karen, you're so brave, proud of you." Um, and then this is before Emily Arnold said, "I love your tools and self-created supports, Karen." So.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So good.
Oh,
Yes.
and Emily says, "Me too, Karen. I have tubs of memory boxes in the attic." And Pieces says, "I have so many little souvenirs from trips I can't seem to part with."
Right.
Mm. Thanks. Keep talking to us in the chatter boxes. In the chatter boxes, journeyers. Keep talking to us, because right now we're going to talk a little bit more to Karen. So if you have questions for her, please put them in the chat, and encourage her, because after we talk to her, then it's going to be improv time again. And we have a special guest, so we're probably going to use her. Let's all say bye and thank you to Luke. Bye.
Hello,
Bye.
thank you, Luke.
Thank
And,
you.
and Aaron, we're going to talk to Karen some more about,
Yeah.
specifically
Mhm.
about
Travel.
being a travel agent.
Yes.
Yay!
Hey, here we are.
Yay.
It's awesome. It's your turn, Karen. Okay, so before we get into this game,
Mhm.
we want specifics on the unknown and what it has to do with being a travel agent. Yes.
Mm.
Okay. So there's so many unknowns with being a travel agent, right? Where are you going? There are 195 countries in the world, and most US citizens, which is my clientele for the most part, have never been out of the country. Over 65% have never been out of the country.
Mm.
And another 15% or so have just been to either Canada or Mexico. So matching up your client with the right trip is an unknown, and you have to try to solicit out of them what they want, which is often very hard, actually, because people think they want things, and then when you start asking them questions, it sort of falls apart. That's not really what they wanted. But those are the things that are unknown. And of course, I haven't been to every country myself. I would love to do that one day, but I haven't. So when someone says, "Oh, I want to do a trip to Kenya," I haven't been there myself. So there's some learning that I have to do, some resources I have to find, and then trying to make that the right trip for them. I'm always concerned to make sure that they have a good time and nothing goes wrong. And with the airlines, especially recently, they can ruin your whole trip. So
Mhm.
there's a lot to be done there. And when things come up, like the airlines for canceled or the cruise got the norovirus, this was, before even COVID, you could get the norovirus. And so now change of plans kind of things. You have to figure out what to do about it. But,
Yeah.
I love it. I'm okay
I
with it.
want like I won't I Luke, remember this, Luke. Remember this little part, because Karen, you said this thing about people go into the unknown and they think they know what they want, but they don't.
Mm.
And I feel like that's a huge thing. Can you give an example of like what do people think they want and then they don't want that?
Well, sometimes people think that they want a land trip kind of trip and they want to do all these things. But then when they realize how many connections you have to make, or the time difference where they want to go, or how things are not going to line up the way they maybe saw it in their head because they have to make connections, or the money is not the same currency. People sometimes even forget that, what it means to have different currencies. And they always have something different in terms of their budget. It's very hard to get people to give you a budget,
Mm.
but travel comes in every price point. So if you don't know what budget you're working with, then you will have mismatched expectations, right? So
Mhm.
if you say you want to go to Kenya and I come back and say, here's this lovely trip for $10,000 and you only intended to spend $2,000, you know, that's some unknown right there that didn't come together, and some information that wasn't really communicated clearly so that I can know what you really want,
Yeah.
you know.
There's a bit that, okay, I want you to go like deep. I want you to go deep a little bit and talk about like bring this into reality, because this feeling, this thing that you're talking about people having an idea of what they want,
Mhm.
finding out, no, I can't do that, or somehow I'm impeded in this idea, and having you to tell them, okay, now I have to switch. It's okay, right? I mean, are what
Well, yeah, usually it is okay because when we're talking about the trip or something they didn't realize was going to be part of it, when you give them the information, most people are willing to make the adjustment and say, oh, no, I really don't want to do that. Like,
Mm,
oh, okay, you're going to Dubai and you're going out for the dinner at night and then you're going to camel ride camel ride. No, no camel rides kind of thing. Or
Mm.
it's a 16-hour flight, and you're going to be in coach. Are you okay with that?
mhm.
No,
Wow.
but I didn't realize it was a 16-hour flight. Those kinds of things. So,
Yeah.
um,
Aaron, talk to me about that esoteric part um of like what we're dealing with in improv, right? When
Mhm.
we think about the unknown as we walk in and we're like, this is not what I want. And the concrete part that Karen is talking about, and then back
Mhm.
up to the esoteric part in life, that it's like, oh, I didn't want this thing. Because we don't just give up. We still, like Karen is
right.
saying, we still go on the trip. We just have to change a little bit.
Yeah, one of the things that comes up a lot in improv is this concept of the failure bow, of the accepting of something not going the way it's intended, and instead of being like, well, how do I get this back to where I want it? You say like, oh, I didn't do well there. We can go ahead and keep going, and allowing, having enough confidence and faith in yourself that if something doesn't go the way you plan it to, that you will find something again. That you're not a cup with a little bit of water in it. You're a mighty river that water runs through. Uh, and, and then we can see that when what Karen's describing about the real world. Like, yeah, you go to places, you have expectations, they change, right? Is it going to be a good trip or a bad trip? Not, maybe not based on what's changed, but whether or not you accept the change and enjoy it, whether or not you grab some more stuff to put in your memory boxes. I feel like that feels
Mhm.
kind of right. And then I love this concept, Karen, that like there's a lot of things people don't know what they want, but they need to tell you how much they're willing to spend. Like this,
Which is hard for Americans. I'll just say that.
yes. But that's the thing, is like you can't know what a new experience will be like, but you can know what you are able to give to it.
Right.
Mm.
And I think that is something that we can really hold on and off the stage. It's like you don't plan everything, it's going to change, but like what are you bringing to this?
Mhm.
And now I really want to do some improv, Shannon. Can we do some improv? Shannon? Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. You know, I have never actually counted. I should have counted the countries. I will say I've been to 5 continents, but I don't know how many countries yet. So I'll have to count that up. But I
Wow.
still have, I've never been to South America and I haven't been to Antarctica. But other than that, I've been to all the other continents.
I feel like those are, I mean, they're on the list, right?
They definitely are on the list. Yeah, they're definitely on the list. I'm trying to think, when am I going to get there? I have some trips planned, but not to those places still. But I definitely want to get to South America soon.
Well, you'll get there, but you can't get there without doing improv for the first time. And we're going to check that off the list right now.
It's like getting your vaccine. It's or getting your passport.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, friends. Karen, we're gonna ask Karen to get a book. A book. Karen, do you have a book that you're gonna read out of?
I did get a book. It's called The Catch Me If You Can book by Jessica Nabango, who she has been to all 195 countries. So
Ooh.
that's why I chose this book.
Yay!
Bring
Okay.
a book. So this is the one I bought.
Karen, have you read that book before?
I have not. Have you?
I have never read this book before. Okay,
Ooh,
we've never
okay.
read this book, and what's gonna happen is we're gonna probably ask Luke, since he's down there. We'll ask Luke, or in the chat. Well, how about this? In the chat, we need a suggestion, and that suggestion is a place that you take your friends to, like a coffee shop or something else. Put that in the chat. And what's going to happen is once we get that, we will use it as a suggestion. And Aaron and I can basically say whatever we want, sure, but Karen can only say things that come out of that book. And we're going to try very hard to make it all make sense as if we're having a regular conversation. Yes, Luke.
You're going to try to make it make sense. I'm just going to randomly say
try our
things.
best.
Okay.
We're going to try our best, Karen.
We have a couple of suggestions in the chat. Ooh, they're coming in. So we have Botanical Garden. We have the zoo. We have Coffee at the Third. We have Butterfly Garden. Yeah, that's what we have so far.
I feel like Botanical Garden is like encompasses most. Oh, we have one more. We have a couple more.
One more. Busboys and Poets.
Who
Is that their next album? What?
Sounds like the best album. It's like a Sade album or
A restaurant. Restaurant bookstore.
I see. I think we'll take Botanical Garden, and maybe we'll pull some other things in there. But Botanical Garden seems to be the encompass all of that. So we'll take Botanical Garden. How about a character name for Karen while we're at it? Any character names for Karen, myself, and Aaron? We're improvising here. Yeah. Any names? Names?
No, just give it a couple minutes. Vamp, you're doing great.
We're vamping. Okay, all right. Well, Botanical Garden is what
Botanical Garden. Yes.
Luke looked like he was going to say something.
He's not. There's no names coming.
All right, good. All right, Karen, we'll use a different name for you. We'll figure it out while we go. But right now, we are all three friends in a botanical garden. If you're just joining us, Karen is reading from a book. Aaron and I will be doing this thing. Oh, yes?
Rose.
Well done.
Violet.
Well done.
Yes, you're Rose.
Worth the wait.
Perfect. Okay, here we go. Botanical garden begins.
We can smell them, right? It's fine to smell them.
I
I think
mean,
it's fine to smell them.
it's fine to smell them, but try not to touch them. I mean, right, Rose? Like you've been here before. What do you think?
So much of this journey around the world was knowing when and how to pivot.
Oh,
You see, that's absolutely right. You can't just smell the roses. You have to change it up a little. Smell like a gardenia or a other, I don't know, flowers. Okay, Ben.
mushrooms in the mushroom section. Yes, right over there.
I mean, we can go to the mushroom section, but this is Rose's birthday. Rose, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Well, my trip to Sudan happened on a bit of a whim.
Okay, we can keep it live. Paige and I can kind of pitch some ideas. We can kind of just go everywhere in the botanical garden. We can kind of keep it mixed up.
Yeah.
There's all the the ones that eat things. There's all those plants. They're all the carnivorous plants. We can go like smell the carnivorous plants. What do you think, Rose?
Well, my first trip that truly felt random, I needed to move fast to reach 132 new countries in 2.5 years. So I looked for one that I could fly to relatively easily.
Okay. Something easily. Oh, well, the right outside is the flower clock, where all the flowers open at different times of day. That's
Yes.
right there. We could just go right there.
We could. The thing is that I remember a long time ago, Rose got stung by a bee out there. It was a whole thing. I was like, Rose, don't go out there. But you went out there anyway. And I remember you said this really funny thing. Remember?
Yep, I said after my last stop in the South Pacific, I made my way to the Middle East.
She was delirious. Completely. Remember?
I just got that. I didn't know that was a dirty joke. I just got that. Oh, wow. Okay.
No,
Wow.
she was just delirious. Okay, like all right.
Okay.
Listen, listen. This is what we're gonna do. We're all just gonna go ahead, find these carnivorous plants that you really want to
Okay.
go to, and
Yeah.
then maybe we have like a nice glass of wine. Rose.
Yeah.
Wine?
I'm not afraid of a challenge.
Oh,
Oh, all
so
right.
bourbon. Are you talking bourbon? Maybe
We'll have-
bourbon
yeah.
instead of wine.
Yes. I'm sure at this botanical gardens they have a full bar. Why would they not?
I know that I know it. This is the thing. If we are going to do this birthday party right, I say we drink our bourbon and then we do something spectacular. What is on the top of the list?
Yeah, Rose, what do you got? What's the craziest thing you can think of?
Well, all of this explains why this beautiful jewel is relatively unknown and has very little tourism.
Are you talking about yourself,
Are you
Rose?
talking about you?
You're a beautiful
No,
jewel.
you are a beautiful jewel, and you're gonna find a man, Rose. You're gonna
Well,
find him. The tour. You're like a wonder of the world.
no, it's not about how many millions of people have gone into the cathedral. It's about the joy and beauty of the cathedral. It's okay, don't worry. If it's you only have one tourist ever, that's fine. Rose, I'm sorry. I just need to know you're okay. How are you feeling on your birthday? Can you tell me how are you feeling?
Well, our cab driver, incidentally, had worked in Rogers, Arkansas, and attended the university in the United States. So it wasn't uncommon as you would think.
So you have met someone. Okay. Okay.
That's nice. That's
And they have the
nice.
job.
Yeah. Have you been texting? Tell us what he said. Tell us what he said to you.
Yes. What do you say?
Oh my goodness. We entered into the north of Afghanistan from the south near the border. And before the actual border crossing, we boarded a free bus to the immigration building.
Whoa.
I don't. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
You know,
You
if
go,
I
Rose.
was gonna
You do you.
board a bus,
Yeah.
I would keep it to myself,
I'm happy as someone who has grown up that in a safer climate that you have an immigration center when you cross your borders. So that's very good. I'm very proud of you, Rose.
like the thing is that Jay over here is also like looking. So maybe you have some
Yeah,
tips for him.
yeah. Can you what? I can never find anyone, Rose.
Well, just before I moved back to Rome, I received an email from a dear friend with the subject Thanksgiving in Iceland.
Oh,
So,
oh, okay. Iceland, huh? Northern
mhm,
Lights. I can do that. I can do
mhm.
that.
I think so.
I need some
What?
more Aurora and my Borealis. Yeah, let's do this. Okay.
Listen, listen, listen. We're not all leaving for men or other people, okay? This group has been together for so long. We need to stick together today, all right?
Right.
And like the thing that is the most important is what, Rose? You say it
Yeah.
every time we're together. The thing that's most important is
Following dinner, we go to a bar called Dolly and quickly make friends with the bartender.
yes,
Plan.
plan. We're on
Plan.
it.
We're doing
Quickly
this.
make friends with the bartender.
Birthday.
Let's go. Happy
Let's take
birthday,
some
bro.
flowers with us, guys. Cut a bouquet. Let's go.
And that is C. We did it. You did improv. You
I
did.
did
You
it
did
wrong.
great.
You did
Part was
improv.
easy.
It was easy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Only a little bit of the unknown. Okay, so this is the part where we talk to you about you, Karen, about
Mhm.
all the stuff that you've experienced today. You've seen some improv, you've done some improv, you've seen and talked about some drama therapy. As far as the game that we just played, this game that we just played, how do you think? Just like dissect it for us. What did you learn? How can you use it when you're talking or experiencing or going into the unknown?
Well, I think for my part, I was just reading out of a book. So,
True, true, true,
it
true.
didn't really go with the conversation, but I think what I learned is about how you make things flow and how to turn the conversation to make sense of things that maybe are not as clear as they should be, but you
Mhm.
get this, you put a feeling to it. It was
Yeah.
almost like I was reading things I could have been speaking a foreign language, but you understood what I was, trying to
Yeah.
say because you guys made up what it meant. But you really did. You made up what it meant. That kind of thing. Like, okay,
Hmm.
the communication may not be perfect, but you can still uh, make sense of it
Yes.
Oh,
for other
I like
people.
that. I like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what about talk to us about the drama therapy part? What did you learn there? What are you taking away?
Ooh, yeah. Like I mean, finding a sense of comfort and what that means to you. Going into any kind of unknown situation, be like, okay, cool, I'm comfortable with this, but and then like feeling like, okay, what steps can I take next with unfamiliar territory?
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Karen, I wonder for all of those people that are in the chat who are like, "Oh my gosh, you're so brave. I could never do improv. I maybe I couldn't even travel. I could never do la la, the unknown scares me." After going through this experience, what do you have to say to them?
I would say that it's light stuff, depending on who you're with, right? So this team has made it really easy. I didn't know what to expect, and I've never done improv, but you guys made it really easy and fun. But in terms of going into the unknown and travel, I say just do it. I was speaking about my trip that I just took. I took it by myself. I went by myself.
Hmm.
And so when I got there, though, I made 25 new friends. you know, over that time, we became a group and we did a lot of activities together. It was fun. So, um, you have to put yourself out there. And I am naturally an introvert, so that was a little hard for me. But when I got on that ship, I started talking to people right away. Just immediately made myself approach people and start talking. So, um,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Awesome.
You can
Amazing.
do it. You can do it.
Yes, you can do it. You can do it. We
Right.
believe in you. Uh, Luke, anything like as we are moving forward? Oh, specifically as we're moving forward, how can people use some techniques? What advice or at least like exercises that you can leave them with so they feel like, all right, I've got this unknown thing at least a little bit handled.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, first off, just making sure that like the basics are covered of feeling safe and feeling comfortable to take the steps into the unknown. So that's definitely one. But two, just always like have something in mind about like, okay, what do I like? One of the values that I have is protection, for example. And so I just want to make sure that like, and I'm going to look for that in different ways and talk with different people in that realm, so I can like you know like make some connections, but like some small steps, to find that and resonating in other places too. um so yeah, so kind of like value matching with other people as
So,
well.
Shannon, I did want to say one thing, that for some
Yeah.
people, the unknown when it comes to travel is exactly what they're looking for. There is a whole segment of travel that's surprise vacations. You just give them different things. Like I wanted a plane trip or a land trip or, staycation, so it's nearby, and how much you want to spend and the things you like to do. And you can just purchase a surprise trip. You won't know where you're going or what you're doing until you get the package. Now
I
that is really
really,
unknown.
it is.
It
And
is. It is. Yeah.
I truly love, like, because of course I can see myself. I truly love. You said, "Oh, there's a whole genre out there of surprise packages, surprise travel," and my face is like, "No, I could never do that." Like, right after being like, "Yes, improv is easy. The unknown, you can do it as well." But no. But yeah, that's good to know. There's a lot of trust. My
A
goodness, that's
lot of
one of the
trust.
things that we didn't discuss tonight. But people must trust you so much as a travel agent, especially in that environment. If they're going to choose an unknown package, then they have
Well, I
like
don't
you
I
trusted
don't
us.
do that. I don't do those kinds of packages, but they're out there and people who really want an adventure with a complete surprise do that. But there is a lot of trust put in a travel agent because, like I said, you're responsible for, whatever plan or dream they had coming true, really. Whether it's
Yeah.
just a weekend trip or a bucket list, kind of trip.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yes. Go
to
ahead.
segue like to the to build up steps to that surprise adventure package, like there could be like taking being like, okay, I'm gonna drive a new way to get to work. I'm gonna try just a few little new things. I didn't see this at the grocery store last time. Cool, I'm gonna try it, see what happens. So like little things like that can like help you like take steps to the big adventures as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, friends. Just like, first off, thank you. As people have put trust in you, Karen. Thank you for putting trust in us. We've had such a great time taking care of you. Thanks for being here. If
Thank
you're in the
you.
chat, just clap it away for Karen Freeman being an amazing non-improviser, a journeyer, our guest journeyer. Thank you so very, very much. Also, thank you, Luke. Thanks. Thank you all the time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks to everybody. Yes, thanks for taking us through the journey so that we can understand how we can prepare for the unknown. You did it, Aaron. You did it. Aaron and I will say bye to Karen and Luke. Thank you, Luke
Bye,
and
Karen,
Karen.
buddy.
Thank
Bye.
you. Hey. Yes. Hey, we're back. This
No,
is
there. That's where you are.
Aaron. How? Tell me about what you learned. Like
I'm
this is so interesting. I think this is one we've done this many times, but I really was surprised. We had some unknowns without Emily. That was
Mm, yeah.
an unknown, right? We had a journeyer. We always have a journeyer who doesn't know improv, but Karen was just a teeny bit. She was like, I'm a little nervous, but we know how to take care of our people, and it was just nice. It was also
It
the
was.
first of the year. We had a
Yes.
couple just like sprinkles of unknown.
I mean, that's what the beginning of the year feels like, though, right? Doesn't it feel like you're entering into the unknown?
Mhm.
And I want to take a couple of the lessons that I've learned from Karen into this year. So I got to make this mental note. You guys can check in with me at the, the 11th episode of the show. One is you don't have to know what's going to happen. You have to know what you're bringing to the table. That, like, the idea of how much it costs, what you can provide, what you're putting into the system. And
Mhm.
then the second thing is we've kept on talking about the unknown, like going into the unknown. But then the
Uh-huh.
whole idea of the memory boxes and the scrapbooking, it's about what you take out of the unknown and just how beautiful that idea is. Like, yeah, you take it with you. Maybe you put it away for a while, but then later on, you're going to come back. You come back to the thing that was once unknown. That's part of the benefit of the unknown. And yeah, it's gonna power my 2023. That's great.
You are fueled. You are fueled.
Mm,
I thank you. I thank you. I think Karen, I for myself, I am taking this idea that leaning on others. I think
mm,
we were talking about how people lean on Karen, right? They put their trust in Karen as a travel agent, and she has to do a lot of heavy lifting. She's giving herself um eh, to these people, right? Like a little bit of, hey, this is who I am. You can trust me. Even if she was talking about flights are being canceled, random viruses are going on ships, right? She's having to navigate all of those things, her own trepidations, her own fears, her own going in and out of the unknown. But
yes.
there's the trust that you have to have in yourself that you can do it, and also bring people along. And I love that fuels me. That feels like, yes, trust in myself. I can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too.
The
This is
community leads to the exploration. Look at how our yearly themes bond together. Oh, we have such foresight.
friends and family. There's so much we can talk about and so much we can
Mm,
do. But this is the thing. You can catch us you can catch Improv on and off the topic on Mondays at 4
foresight.
Central. And you
Mhm.
can catch us at the end of the month. So you will see you at the end of the month. And if we don't see you before then, we'll see you on and
Off the
yes.
stage.
Bye.